Hello everyone. Back again with film recaps. In this video, I'm going to recap one of the thriller suspense films from 2015, titled The Boy Next Door. Before we get to the storyline, I'd like to wish everyone a happy and great day. Without further ado, let's get straight to the storyline. The movie opens with a woman named Claire Peterson, who is seen jogging, while haunted by flashbacks of her troubled relationship with her husband, Garrett. Afterward, Claire meets her best friend, Vicky, who urges her to sign the divorce papers quickly, since it's already been 9 months. It is revealed that Garrett cheated on Claire with his secretary in San Francisco, which led her to throw him out of the house. Claire reveals that she's having dinner with him, and tries to justify it by insisting it's only for their son, Kevin's birthday. That night, Claire celebrates Kevin's birthday with her family and seemingly enjoys the moment. Garrett surprises his son with a computer, and suggests that the three of them should go camping after he returns from his business trip. Claire initially appears open to the idea, but gets upset to learn that he's traveling to San Francisco for a work trip. She refuses to go camping and storms off to the bathroom, where she breaks down in tears. The next morning, as Claire is preparing to take Kevin to a doctor, the garage door suddenly jams. She tells Kevin to pull the cord and struggles to lift the door, right when a young man appears and helps her. Claire wonders who he is, and soon her wheelchair-bound neighbor, Mr. Sanborn, arrives and reveals that it's his nephew, Noah. After the introduction, Noah assures her that he'll fix the garage door, and heads out to buy some supplies with Kevin. Mr. Sanborn then tells Claire that Noah's parents died last year, and now he has no one else. Elsewhere, Kevin asks Noah how old he is, and the latter responds that he's almost 20, and has come to help care for his sick uncle. He reveals that he lost some time after an accident, and has decided to rejoin high school at Monroe High. Kevin is pleasantly surprised, and mentions that he studies in the same school, and his mom is a teacher there. Upon returning home, Noah finally repairs the garage door, and Claire is grateful for his help. That night, as she's about to close the curtains, she catches sight of Noah gently tending to his sick uncle, which she finds very sweet. The next day, Noah is teaching Kevin about car mechanisms, while Claire watches from the window, and she seems attracted to the new guy. Later in the afternoon, they all have lunch together with Vicky, and Claire invites Noah to join them for meals every day while his uncle is in the hospital. Noah agrees, and then expresses his interest in joining Claire's literature class at the school. Afterward, Vicky privately tells Claire that she finds the boy very fishy, though she can't quite explain why. Just then, Noah suddenly joins them, and begins talking about classical literature, which leaves Claire impressed. Days later, Kevin and Garrett head for their camping trip, leaving Claire all alone at home. In the afternoon, she is visited by Noah, who surprises her with a rare edition of a classic novel. She initially hesitates to accept it, but he insists she take it as gratitude for providing him a meal every day. He then notices a pair of stilettos, and remarks that these kinds of shoes are for women trying to be sexy. He states Claire doesn't need to try, and she instantly blushes upon hearing such a compliment. That evening, Claire slips on the stilettos, and when she glances out the window, she's shocked to see Noah standing naked in his room. She continues to stare at him, and only hides when he suddenly notices her gaze. The next night, Claire comes home after a disastrous date and drinks alone, when she suddenly gets a call from Noah. He says he tried to microwave a defrosting chicken, but is struggling a lot. He thus invites her to his house so she can help him cook it properly, to which Claire agrees. Afterward, we see the two of them enjoying the chicken and chatting casually, when Noah suddenly compliments Claire, telling her she's very beautiful. A hesitant Claire tries to leave, but he unexpectedly begins kissing and seducing her. She tries to stop him and insists that it's wrong, but he's persistent and refuses to let her go. In the end, Claire also gives in to her desires, and the two end up making love passionately. The next morning, Claire wakes up overwhelmed with regret, just as Noah arrives with breakfast. She tells him that what they did was very wrong, and blames herself because she's the adult. Noah tries to convince her otherwise, but when she refuses, he furiously punches the wall and hurts himself. Claire then tends to his bloodied hand, and makes it clear that she was vulnerable last night, and that this must never happen again. In the afternoon, Garrett and Kevin return home, but Claire can't shake the anxiety over what happened. To make matters worse, Noah unexpectedly shows up, and Kevin eagerly introduces him to his dad. Suddenly, Noah asks Claire to share what happened over the weekend, and she nervously says that there was a thunderstorm. That night, Claire seeks clarity about her relationship with Garrett, and he pleads for a second chance. He promises he isn't seeing that other woman, and is willing to make amends for all his past mistakes. He just asks her to take some time before filing for the divorce, to which Claire agrees. The next day, at school, Claire is teaching a class, when the principal suddenly arrives with Noah, and announces that he has approved her request to let him join her class. A confused Claire speaks with him privately, pointing out that it's an AP junior class, and questioning why a senior would be there. The principal then shows her the email, revealing that it was she who made that request, which leaves Claire stunned. Upon returning home, Claire checks her laptop and discovers that she indeed sent the email. She asks Kevin if he did it, but he denies it. Just then, Noah arrives, and suggests that perhaps she's been hacked, which angers her. The boys then prepare to leave for somewhere, but Claire takes her son aside to tell him that Noah is around too much. She also mentions that Garrett is coming to dinner tonight, and she just wants the three of them together, while Noah overhears this from a distance. He later grabs his uncle's gun, and proceeds to teach Kevin how to shoot. During this, he begins poisoning Kevin's mind, and badmouths his father, who betrayed his mother and abandoned the family. He claims that now Garrett is trying to bribe his son with things like computers to cover up his mistakes, and these words have a deep impact on an innocent Kevin. That evening, when Garrett arrives for dinner, Kevin behaves rudely toward him. He also states that he has dropped out of his computer course, and started learning boxing instead. A surprised Garrett says he doesn't even like boxing, but Kevin angrily asks how his dad could possibly know what he likes when he hasn't even been home in 9 months. Claire tries to calm him down, but an enraged Kevin abruptly leaves in the middle of dinner. The next day at school, Vicky, who is the vice principal, gives Claire a flower delivery along with a note that says, "Please give me another chance." Both women assume it's from Garrett, and Claire admits that she has been considering getting back together with him, which annoys Vicky. Claire then calls Garrett to thank him, but is shocked when she discovers that he hasn't sent any flowers. Enraged, she heads to the gymnasium, and confronts Noah about the flowers he sent. He claims it was just a peace offering, but she angrily calls him out for turning Kevin against his father, and hacking her email. At this moment, Noah suddenly touches her, but Claire pushes him away, which is noticed by the gym teacher. Claire then pleads with Noah to start over their relationship, to which he agrees. That night, Claire and Garrett return home after a date, and it seems their relationship has improved significantly. They begin kissing and making out, but Claire suddenly stops him. She says she's not ready to be intimate yet, which Garrett also understands and backs off. Meanwhile, Noah notices Garrett's car outside, and is consumed with anger, while he replays his intimate memories with Claire. The next morning, a furious Noah suddenly storms up to Claire, hurling insults and calling her a whore and a liar. Their heated argument is abruptly interrupted when Kevin arrives, and Claire urgently tells her son to stay away from Noah, who is a bad influence. But an angry Kevin thinks his mom is trying to take away his only friend, and assumes it's just his dad manipulating her. Following this, Kevin jumps onto Noah's vehicle and speeds off. Later, Kevin is at school when a group of bullies begins approaching and harassing him. And then all of a sudden,
"Fuck you, Simmer. Some of this. Yeah, fuck you."
Vicky tries to stop Noah, but he shoves her aside without hesitation, and continues the brutal attack. The situation only calms down when a male teacher intervenes. Later, Vicky summons Noah to her office, and reveals that she contacted his previous school, only to learn that he was expelled for disorderly conduct. She's worried about his violent behavior, but Noah shows no remorse, and begins saying extremely inappropriate things to her. As a result, Noah is expelled from the school. The next morning, Claire arrives at school to find several students waiting outside her classroom. She then opens the door, only to be horrified to see that the class is plastered with pictures of her and Noah's passionate encounter. The panicked woman tells the students to wait outside, and rushes in to clean up hundreds of pictures across the room. Some of the photos are still printing, so she hurriedly yanks the plug from the printer. Outside, the principal is alarmed by the crowd of students, and urges Claire to open the door. She also hurriedly scrambles to hide everything, while the principal tries to use his keys to enter. Thankfully, Claire manages to clean up all the photos just in time, and finally allows the students inside. Later, the principal tells Claire that her recent behavior has been increasingly weird, and recalls the time a teacher saw her shoving Noah at the gym. Claire insists she was only scolding him for missing class, but the principal sternly warns her never to use physical violence on students. Afterward, Garrett arrives at the school to pick up Kevin, and even gives him the car keys to drive, which the boy accepts. However, on the way, Kevin begins speeding recklessly, and confronts his father about abandoning his mother when she was completely broken. Here, Garrett pleads with him to slow down, but Kevin soon realizes that the brakes aren't working. He nearly collides with two cars, before Garrett guides him to use the emergency brake and helps him stop. After getting to safety, Kevin apologizes to his father. When Claire returns home, she notices a dent in Garrett's car, but Garrett assures her it was nothing. Noah is also hanging around, and she heads to the kitchen in panic. Soon, Noah follows her, and shockingly reveals that he recorded their passionate night to capture the precious moment. He invites her to his house that night at 2 a.m., and when she refuses, he threatens to show the video to Garrett and Kevin, which leaves her extremely worried. That night, Claire arrives at Noah's house, and demands that he give her the video, while also warning him to stay away from her. But he insists that he will never, ever give up on her. He then tries to seduce her again, but Claire angrily slaps him and storms out. Unable to endure the torment any longer, Claire finally confides in Vicky the next day and even shows her the pictures. Claire fears that if the video gets out, she could lose her family and her job, and have her reputation completely destroyed. But Vicky promises her that everything will be fine, and that no one will ever see the video. The following day after school, Noah is seen following Claire as his usual routine. However, after driving for a while, he's furious to realize it's actually Vicky behind the wheel. He immediately rushes home, while Vicky calls Claire to let her know that Noah has left. It turns out Claire has broken into his house to retrieve the video, so Vicky warns her she has only 5 minutes. Claire hurriedly searches the house, and soon discovers a camera hidden inside a watch. She continues searching, and soon discovers a wire leading to a secret basement. Here, she is shocked to find a room with walls covered in pictures of her. A laptop sits nearby, where she finds her pictures and videos, which she quickly deletes. Then she notices another folder, where she finds images detailing the brake mechanism of Garrett's car, implying that it was Noah who tampered with it. Claire also discovers photos of the braking system of 2006 minivan, raising her suspicions that Noah has carried out even more sinister plans. Horrified, Claire quickly runs upstairs, and leaves before the psycho can appear. She returns home and calls Vicky to let her know that she deleted all the videos and pictures, but she found something far more disturbing. Just then, someone aggressively knocks on the door, prompting Claire to grab a knife to defend herself. Fortunately, it is just Kevin. But then, after the two cut the call. Meanwhile, Claire meets with a lead detective in San Bernardino, where Noah used to live before. The detective provides details about Noah's parents' accident, in which the driver lost control of the car, but it was officially ruled as a DUI. Strangely, the vehicle involved was a 2006 minivan, implying that Noah was the one who caused the accident. Elsewhere, Kevin receives a call from Noah, who says he is at Vicky's place fixing her tractor. He invites Kevin and his dad to give him a hand, and the boy agrees without hesitation. Meanwhile, we see that Noah has kept Vicky hostage, and he apologizes to her for tying her up. Suddenly, he receives a call on Vicky's phone from Claire and answers it. The psycho man uses a pre-recorded voice of Vicky, and tricks Claire into coming over to the house. Not long after, Claire finally arrives at Vicky's house, only to find it shrouded in complete darkness with no one around. She uses her phone's flashlight, and begins searching for her friend. And then, she stumbles against a closet, which swings open to reveal Vicky's lifeless body. Horrified, Claire bolts from the house, and jumps into her car to call 911, but just as the call connects, Noah appears and violently drags her out of the car. A horrified Claire accuses him of killing his parents, but Noah insists that he would never hurt his mother. He reveals that she took her own life after his father cheated on her, so he deliberately tampered with his father's car, causing the deaths of both him and his mistress. Next, Noah takes her to a barn, where Claire is shocked to see Garrett tied up and brutally beaten. She also spots Kevin bound by the psychopath, though he is fortunately unharmed. A worried Claire notices he is struggling to breathe and extremely stressed, so she quickly grabs an EpiPen from his pocket in case he needs the shot. Meanwhile, Noah states that he initially wanted to take in Kevin, but there's too much of his father in him, so he must go. Claire frantically insists that Kevin has changed because of Noah, and is not like his dad. Noah agrees to spare him and then excitedly begins planning their life together. Just then, Claire seizes the moment to hit him in the face with a wrench. She frantically tries to free Kevin, but Noah rises again, and drags her aside. He savagely batters her while arguing that they are meant to be together. He then grabs kerosene, and drenches the entire barn, while Claire struggles to stop him. Noah gives her a choice, either to die with her family, or live with him. Up next, he hurls a lit lighter into the barn, and the place begins to be engulfed in flames. At this precarious moment, Garrett somehow frees himself, and pulls Noah away from Claire. Unfortunately, Noah suddenly shoots Garrett, causing him to collapse on the ground. The psychopath tries to convince Claire to run away with him, but she unexpectedly pulls the EpiPen from her pocket and brutally stabs him in the eye. Noah screams in agony before removing the EpiPen, and attempting to shoot Garrett again, but Claire intervenes and jabs her fingers into Noah's injured eyes with all of her strength. Despite the pain, he throws her to the floor and prepares to shoot her. But then, Kevin, who has managed to break free, strikes Noah with a heavy block of wood. Despite this, the psychopath remains frighteningly strong and overpowers the young boy. He points his gun at Kevin, and states that sometimes heroes have to make difficult choices. But Claire suddenly shouts at Noah, "You are no hero," and pulls a switch that releases a massive machine, which crushes Noah and finally ends his threat. Claire and Kevin then help Garrett to his feet, and the three of them stagger out of the burning barn. In the aftermath, the authorities arrive at the scene, and they load Garrett into the ambulance, as Claire tearfully assures Garrett that everything will be fine, after which they can all go home. Okay guys, thanks for watching. See you again in the next video.